Hello, everybody. Hello, Devan.
Good morning.
Good morning, man. The biggest Marilyn Monroe fan of all. How are you? How have you been since the last session? How's the training been going?
Last session, I think, was, 2 weeks ago? I was telling you guys, it's not even close to the end of the month. I was at like $7,700. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. But after hitting 2,200 on Bitcoin last night, yeah, I'm up to, let me see. Let me see if I can show it. Because what are we going to do? January 29th to February. Well, it'll only let me do it till today because of the trade history. But so far, I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, I can.
So, yeah, this month made 11,000, a little over 11,000 this month. So, I think since the last session, yeah, I've put up about anywhere from 4 to 5 grand within the past 2 weeks. So, yeah, trading's been good. Bitcoin's been good. Bitcoin's been better than gold, but hey.
It's only Bitcoin and gold for you.
Yeah, Bitcoin, gold, and on my Instagram, I'll do my strategy on like forex pairs, indices. Hey, it works across the board. I mean, I get hit Nas trades, but I don't trust in that with my loss like a couple years back. Forex pairs like EU, GJ, GU, whatever it might be, it works. I mean, I just did one last night because I've been up since 1 this morning, so I don't sleep. I'm on team no sleep every day. Whenever there's always money going around the clock, hey, if I can make money 24/7, I'm gonna sleep less and make money.
So it kind of contradicts everything that people are saying with trading. Full-time trading, you can work a couple of hours a day, but you don't stop. You just work until you completely exhaust yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Bitcoin trade I placed it yesterday morning, and I just kept stacking my positions where obviously we had that big dip, so I stacked it right at the bottom, and then I was stacking up at top where it was consolidating, and I just let those ride. I wasn't even worried about those. I let those ride for the day. I traded gold, and then I just did whatever I do for the day. So I'm not like sitting at the computer and watching everything. Once I place my trades, I just let it go, because you can buy the top. You're gonna make money. It doesn't matter like when you get in. My gold trades, yeah, I'll sit here mostly until I'm finished, but sometimes I have days where I'm done by before 7 in the morning, and I'll be like, all right, I'm just gonna be done for the day. I have some stuff I need to do. Or some days, yeah, I'm gonna sit here through Asian session, through London, through New York, back to Asian session until I can get an entry on something to let it ride through London, and then I'll go to sleep maybe for 2-3 hours and then wake up to see how my trade's doing. But yeah, sometimes I'll have days where I'm just running it, making 2-3K a day, just running it. So yeah.
Is it helping you to kind of stay in that mode and just be constantly trading in that day? I wouldn't say you exhaust yourself, it just keeps you going, Does it make sense?
Well, I was in the military, so I'm already kind of conditioned to run on little to no sleep. So ever since the military, I can't sleep past 5 a.m. I go to bed late. Sometimes if I go to bed early, I know I'm going to wake up early at like midnight, 1 a.m. and I'm up for the rest of the night, rest of the day. So no, I just trade. I sleep when I sleep, which is at night, and that's all I don't really try to balance it really. I try to balance, I have my life going on, I try to balance everything. There's not enough time for sleep to deal with everything going on with life and trading.
Yeah. So does it take you a long time, you'd say, how much does it take you to actually place trades? What kind of process, or do you have some kind of guidelines on where you go when placing a trade?
Yeah, so when I'm doing my analysis, I just open the 4-hour like I showed you guys 2 weeks ago. I'll mark up the high and low on the 4-hour with the rectangle tool, and that's all I do with that. Then I look for consolidation zones on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the 15, or the 5. Sometimes it won't be on the 1 hour, it could be on the 30. And then might not be on the 30, could be on the 15, might not be on the 15, could be on the 5. So when it starts consolidating on the 5-minute, at that point, if it's not consolidating on the other time frames, at that point, the 5-minute is going to turn into consolidation on the 15. So now you have to flip to the 15-minute to catch that consolidation. And then if that consolidation continues, that 15 could flip into a 30-minute consolidation. And then you might get your breakout on the 5-minute from that point. So when I trade, if there's no consolidation on the other time frames, and if consolidation is happening on the 5-minute, I have to follow up with the 15, the 30, the 1 hour. Who knows? It could keep going. Consolidation might just start gold or whatever pair it is might just start ranging all the way from the 5 minute all the way up to the 4 hour. You just never know.
Okay.
So, you know, you have to flip between your time frames. So.
Okay. Would it make sense to show us that? Could you show us that on your chart?
Yeah. Let me see here. Share screen. I believe it's going to be this one here.
Yep.
All right, just let me see that.
I can. Guys, just please click on the screen so you can make it larger, and then you also have the full screen so you can see our two pretty faces and the chart.
So this is my TradeLocker account with Osprey. I am going to be taking my money out of it. I'll explain why afterwards. I'm just going to go through what we're looking at right now. So let's see. So I'm just going to run through. This is gold. This is what I already had up. I haven't even charted it today yet because I haven't really been on the chart since news and trying to prepare for this. And then I had already made some decent money today, so I don't even know if I'm going to trade. But basically, I'm just going to mark up yesterday's high and low on gold. And I'm going to make sure I mark my ranges, consolidation zones, so that I don't get confused. Let's see here. So we're going to have this 4 hour here. They're just marking up the high and low, and then we'll drop to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we don't see much of anything other than what happens between the end of yesterday and then from the beginning of Asian, London, up until this morning, where gold started its push back up. All right, so the 1 hour, I believe we had a little consolidation here. Yeah, we did. And then we had that one fake out at the top. So I'm just going to mark this up. No matter how small the zone might be, you're just going to mark it up. So we're going to mark that up this way. We're going to make sure we know this is the 1 hour range. And if I was up selling this, which I could have been, but I was watching Bitcoin more than anything. Now that we have the 1 hour range, the 30 minute is going to fall in line. You see the 30 minute dropping out, coming back in, coming out, coming back in. If I traded the 30 minute, my buy stop was here. And obviously price never returned back to that newly created high. So the buy side is safe. So you're not going to get triggered into that trade. 15 minute, you just see, you get your fake outs. And then this is where, let's see, the 5 minute where I take my entries. So now the 5 minute dropped out of the 4 hour range and the 1 hour range that we drew up. Now, since there was no consolidation on the 30 or 15 and we already dropped out of the 1 hour range, we're going to look for consolidation on the 5 minute. And that's what I usually do. And this is where you see the first area of consolidation happen. So what's going to happen is with what I like to look for my entries on the 5 minute, we have price breaking out of this 5 minute range here. So we have this 5 minute range here, consolidation zone, range, whatever you want to call it. Range, consolidation, I just say range. So we have it breaking out. Now, I'm not entering on the breakout here. I'm waiting for the structure to be built. I want price to be exhausted. You see this move that happens right here, this bullish move, this pressure? I'm putting my sell stop here because now we have enough room for error, right? If price wants to revisit back down to these lows and drop off, it's going to revisit the lows and more than likely it's going to drop off. These highs were protected. And this wick here closed wick below these highs, and the candle also closed below the rest of the range over here. So at that point, we were going to place a sell stop here. I didn't trade it, but if I did, I was going to place a sell stop here and wait for price action to do its thing. And then you just see the reaction it has. Came down, got triggered on this candle, might have seen drawdown for 2 seconds and then flip, and then price just pushed down. And then that's what happens right after gold pushed up. Now you want to play the upside, you can even flip it. This morning I was watching gold do this because I was already up around this time. You can do this here because gold started consolidating. This is how I would have got my buy. And I was thinking about buying right here too, but the thing that scared me out, I don't like trading news. I can't guess what's right. No one can guess the numbers are going to do like yesterday. The numbers were bad for the dollar, but guess what? Gold dropped. The dollar went up. Sometimes bad news is good news for the dollar. We just never know. So this morning, we have this 5 minute range before news and everything. Right? Gold's consolidating. We get this breakout. I'm not entering on this breakout. I'm going to wait. Now that we waited, we have more consolidation. Consolidation after a breakout, I'm going to more than likely set my buy stop up here. Once I give these candles a chance to come down. So I would have got triggered here if I took the trade, which I'd be perfectly okay with. I use a mental stop loss. Sometimes once I go in profit, I'll put my stop loss in profit. But once I take my trade, I have a mental stop loss. I'm not placing the stop loss anywhere down here. I'm just going to let it run. And if I played it this morning, buy stop here, and then obviously you guys see what happened with gold this morning. I would have still been in the trade. I would have probably been out by now with a stop loss and profit. But yeah, that's the reaction we get, and that's just how simple it is. How simple I trade. I'm just using rectangle tools, identifying consolidation zones, waiting for those zones to be broken, waiting for a pullback. I'm not entering on the pullback. I'm entering on the break of the newly created high, newly created low, and this is the reaction that I get every day. Every day. This is how I make money every day, and it's just money. And it's just simple. Like, I don't do anything special, nothing special. It's just simple trading. And both times, I mean, I just showed you guys, I didn't even draw it up. Like, the sell side, you could have played it, and then right there, that whole buy that just happened on gold, that was the perfect entry, 2027.65. Boom. Say no more about it. Like, clean entry, zero drawdown if you entered. Like, if you just set your buy stop. Me, my buy stop would have been set after this, so I would have been in drawdown, but it would have been a little bit of drawdown. That's nothing to worry about, And the price just took off. And that's all it is. So, when people, like, I explain it, like I said 2 weeks ago, I explained my strategy, and it's just too simple. Like, I feel like there should be more to it, but that's all it is. And that's how I'm making my money, There's nothing else to it. Nothing else. And basically, it's just price action, Price action, breakouts, watching for fake out, waiting for structure, I like to call it, pullbacks, consolidation, waiting for the break of the newly created high or low, and that's it. That's all I'm doing.
Do you maybe can share some insight on, I would say, what are some maybe cons? We see the pros of this way of trading, but what are some of the cons? What are some of the maybe possible problems that you could cause yourself that you encountered before?
Problems? I mean, this is trading, right? We all know how trading is. Problems. I could have got wicked in here, right? My entry could have got wicked in. Price could have just completely tanked and went down. I like to play with two lots. I like to trade two lots. If I'm not trading a straight two lot, I'm stacking up to a two lot. If I have to throw 0.25 positions or 4.5 positions to get two lots, that's what I'm going to do. So that's the downside. Like, you always have that 50-50 chance because, a lot of people enter on the retest. The retest, yeah, you can get a retest, but even on the retest, price could blow down or blow up on you. And you just, either way, it's 50-50. So that's one thing. The other thing with this, honestly, man, I fine-tuned this so good. I fine-tuned this. I can catch fake outs. I can switch, like I was explaining earlier, from the 5-minute to the 15. I go watch that fake out form, and my bias will switch if the fake out holds. Like, say price breaks out, comes back in, and then on the 15, it's doing the same thing, and then it drops on the 15, and obviously drop out on 5. The downsides to this strategy, I don't even call it a strategy because it's not really a strategy. It's something I just put together myself by learning price action. The only downside is the whole entry thing. Like, an entry thing, we can argue about it all day, whether you enter on a retest or enter on where I place my buy and sell stops and the reasoning why I place them. I don't really see much downside to what I do. I mean, I catch moves like this all day, every day, and I throw two lots when I catch moves like this for the most part. I have multiple accounts, so yeah, there's really no downside to it. It's so, like, other than the entry part, it's so, like, fine-tuned to where I don't run into much drawdown. I don't run into many issues trading. I really don't. I don't lose very often. And that's a fact.
Guys, if you have any comments aside from Shark Trader, please drop it in the comments. Shark says, naked trading at its best.
Yeah, naked trading, that's what it is, I trade naked. Like, I mean, I can just delete all this off the chart, and I can look at the chart, and once I see this right here, if I woke up and I saw this, I'm immediately jumping on the chart. I'm analyzing what's going on with this, and right here, if I see stuff like this going on in my head, I'm like, boom, I'm about to get a buy entry or a sell entry. I'm about to make some money. So I want to be in it. Definitely. See this right here? If I woke up and I saw that, guaranteed I'm boxing this up right here. Guaranteed. If I woke up and I saw this going on, playing out, I'm boxing this up. I'm watching this play out. Guess where my buy stop's going? Right there. And guess what? Boom. Same result. Doesn't matter where you enter with this, like, with what I do. When you don't stick to a plan, you lose. So I stick to this. Like, this right here, right? What I put together, I live by it. like trading wise, like look at this entry. This isn't even a bad entry either. I don't even sweat it if I miss this entry, because guess what? I'm gonna wait for another entry, and I'm gonna hit that entry, and I'm gonna make money that way too. Like whether I make it down here, I don't care. Like I'm gonna find the money and I'm gonna make it. So this strategy is just like, and it's so visually like appealing in my opinion, because the box makes it more like you can see things easier. What's going on with the price action? You can see what's going on with the chart. Like if I just deleted this, I mean, you're not gonna really tell. All right, we have the breakout, cool, but is it gonna consolidate on top? Is it gonna come back? I don't know. It's just it works for me. The best thing I've put together, best thing I've found, and I can find entries anywhere, any time of day, and just make money anywhere, any time of day. It doesn't matter. I love it. Like what I put together, some people don't understand it. Some people don't understand it because I don't enter on a retest, but it's all good. I understand it, and I've made 5 figures this month, so that's all that matters.
Loretta writing, I see the boxes but confused where to see the beginning and end of the rectangle.
I see the boxes but confused where to see the beginning and end of the rectangle. It doesn't matter. When I draw these up, because price can just consolidate here sometimes. If I just draw this rectangle out, if I stretch it out, honestly, sometimes price will just follow the rectangle all the way. And so I just stretch it out. And eventually I'm going to get a breakout somewhere. Whether gold this morning broke here to the upside or downside, it didn't matter. Whether it consolidated and filled the whole rectangle, it doesn't matter. Like I'm not gonna know where price is gonna end, right? Like I didn't know that price is gonna end here. Consolidation. I didn't know consolidation was gonna end right here. So I just extend it, because you just never know.
Okay, I'm going to read the comments. You can stay on the chart. So ultimately,
All right.
the key is to wait for a second entry. That's the question.
Well, no, it's not really a second entry. Like, what do you mean? Like, are you talking about not entering here opposed to entering here, or?
We're going to ask him again. And Paulie, in the meantime, asked, you said you can find an entry any time of day, but is it easier in the early morning?
No, it's not easier. It's not easier. You know, in order flow switches, obviously here from Asian to London, order flow switched into New York. We were selling, or they were selling. New York's buying, so order flow switched. It doesn't matter. I mean, like here. Well, this looks like, yeah, like here. Like, see right here. I mean, it looks like a fake out, which it is a fake out. Probably on the 15 or the 30-minute time frame where gold broke out of the 1 hour range last night at midnight, and it just came and reversed back down. Like that's a fake out right there. Fake what's going on. And this could have been a good trade too. I mean, I showed it. See how there's fake out, price dropped out, and this was at 12 a.m. You can find a good trade at 12 a.m. Gold sold off. I would have entered here, like I showed you guys. Sold off 20, 30 points nearly. I mean, I throw it 2 lots. That's a good $400-$600, you know, with my lots, it's a good $400-$600. So that trade right there, that's a good trade. That's at midnight. This trade here, gold started moving up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's a good trade right there. So it doesn't really matter what the time of day is. I mean, yeah, I could find an entry any time of day.
Okay. Lots of comments, man, so I'm going to keep you on a little bit more. Sugar Hill asking, what time do you usually stop trading? But maybe I can answer that. He stops when, I don't know, is he tired or he's sick of it? You don't stop.
Nah, I stop when I don't stop. I stop when I sleep. When my eyes are shut. Like last night, my eyes were shut when I had 2 lots running on Bitcoin. I was sound asleep. Popped up at 1 a.m. Yeah, no, that's the only time. Like I'm not really. I mean, I don't know. It's just, yeah, like I just trade. Like if the money's there, sometimes I'll just enter a trade and I know where it's going. I'll let it play out. I'll go do, who knows, I might take my kid to the park. Might clean the house, might clean my car. I'll just let the trade run.
Next question. This is not really a question, but Jerry, Show Me the Money McGuire says, it's a great nickname, by the way, that he used your method yesterday for a good buy in Asia session. So good job, Jerry, and good job, Devan.
Hey, Jerry, I'm curious to see what your setup looked like. So I don't know whether you want to DM me what your setup looked like. I just want to see. I'm curious to see how close it looks to me, to how I would do it. So.
That's great. One more question, a lot of more questions, but Loretta asking, is the rectangles placed on the wicks of the candle or the thick part of the candle?
For the rectangle?
Yeah, is the rectangles placed on the wicks of the candle or the thick part of the candle?
Okay, so I place my box on the candle bodies, the top of the candle bodies, the bottom of the candle bodies. I don't use the wicks because I don't know if I can find a good example. Yeah, because look at this right here. This is a good example, actually, and I'm just going to use it. See this right here? Say, for instance, say this was a consolidation zone. I have it stuck wick to wick. And if I'm waiting for a break of this wick right here to get into a sell, look what price wicks down. You'll probably get triggered into the trade. And then look what happens. Price traded up. Not very far, but price still traded up. So I don't use the wicks. I don't use the wicks for the rectangle blocks. I read wicks. Like, I read wicks when it comes to price action. Like, wicks will tell you stories like, hey, this wick right here, after a huge drop, we about to flip and we're buying. So guess what? I already know if we're about to buy. I'm smashing that buy. But that's the only time I will smash that buy button is when the wick is telling me to smash that buy or sell button. Because it happens on the buy side too. Once that long ass wick that goes up might come down with a skinny candle body or it just flips completely. Yeah, I'm gonna be in that. I'm not even gonna analyze. So sometimes you gotta read the wicks. But as far as the rectangle, no, candle bodies. Stick to the candle bodies.
Okay. I don't know how much time you have more, but there's a couple more questions still from Notorious XDNA. Would you be confident using this entry system on any time frame?
On any time frame? Yeah, I'm sure it'll play out on any time frame. I mean, I know I was actually looking at the 30-minute earlier, and let me see here. I don't know if it was gold or Bitcoin, but I was looking at a 30-minute on one of these, one of the pairs. I mean, yeah, you can. Like here, for instance, see on the 30-minute, price broke out of the 1 hour consolidation, and I would have placed the buy stop here. I mean, price came up a little bit from that spot. I mean, you can, but nah, the reason I use the 5-minute for my entries is because like price action is more clear on the minute. It's more defined. On the 5, you know what's going on within those 30-minute candles, 1 hour candles. Like the 5-minute leads the way. This, like, I love the 5-minute chart or time frame. 5-minute leads the way. That's why I take my entries here, because like I said, this consolidation could have led up to a 15-minute consolidation, which led to a 30-minute consolidation. You just never know. The 5-minute is king, and yeah, I take my entries on the 5-minute.
Okay, cool. If you remember, one of the people asked, so ultimately the key is to wait for a second entry. Basically, what he's saying is being more patient when price makes a new extreme and pulls back. Is that a key point to look to hop back on the train to continue in the current trend direction?
Yeah, I mean, so for instance, let's take a look here. I'm just use this area as an example. Like here, say price like pulled back down to here, and I set my buy stop, and price just kind of wanted to bounce around, not really knowing what it's wanting to do, and it just tanks. My buy side, it's safe. Like, I don't get triggered. You know, maybe it'll wick close to it. I've had times where it's been wicked up to like 0.02, 0.03, and price will reverse, and then my buy side won't trigger, but my sell side will trigger. So it doesn't really matter, but yeah, I like to wait for them pullbacks. Like here, pullback. If I didn't get it here, I'm going to wait for a pullback. I'm not going to buy stop on this little candle here. I'm waiting more for a bigger pullback, more structure, a more like, I like to have room, right? I don't want to buy stop here and price be here because you have spread. Yeah, you can get like into trade possibly, depending on the broker, who knows? Like there's a lot of factors in trading, so you have to like account for every factor.
Okay, cool. Another question, and there's like just a couple more. What do you do when there's a fake out?
What do I do when there's a fake out? I don't do anything. Like if there's a fake out, I wait. See, like here, all these fake outs occurring within this 1 hour range. So you have this fake out coming back in. Another fake out came up, came back in. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Like even with the fake outs like this here, you can set a buy stop. I would set my buy stop here, especially after price comes back into range. I would set my buy stop here, and if price wants to come back up and hit it, which it never did up until this point, then so be it. If I saw this here, this fake, if it came up and I set a buy stop here and price just continues down, so be it. It's a fake out. Look, price continued down, and look what happened. We got a new consolidation zone, and price came down. I set my sell stop here. Price came back up. It would hit the sell stop, and boom, you get your trade. Your buy side is safe because price never traded back up to the buy side. So that's why I love like setting buy stops and sell stops, especially when you have room like this right here. If price was down here, you have all that room. Like I can comfortably set my buy stop, and if price is going to hit it, it's more than likely going to trade up.
Okay.
So,
I think that answers also the question that Josh had, how do you recognize it? And then I have just one more, and it's from Shark Trader, our new speaker tomorrow. I can't wait for him to share his story, how he's tripled his yearly salary. Like it was a crazy. He has a crazy story behind it. He has a question for you. Do you keep track of higher time frames such as daily, weekly, and monthly?
higher time frames. I'll look at the higher time frames from time to time. Not usually. Unless I see some like key areas, like maybe there's some equal lows or equal highs that are about to be broken on the higher time frames, which will lead to like price melting or price skyrocketing. I'll check the higher time for that, but no, not often. I'm intraday. I'm a day trader. I'm from the 4 hour down. I don't care what's going on the higher time frames, and that's why I love like what I put together because it doesn't matter. I'm gonna hit my trade either way what the higher time frames say.
Okay, Devan.
Or one more thing,
Yeah.
and this one's for Josh. Hey, Josh, as far as the fake outs, how do I know that they're occurring? Yeah, I mean, we really don't know when a fake out occurs. Like, it plays out. Like, this year, I'm watching. See these 3 bearish candles. I'm setting my buy stop. Price comes back down. Once price closes back into this range, I'm immediately thinking it's a fake out. Sometimes price will close back in the range and shoot back up. Cool, my buy stop's already here. So if it does that, I'm gonna get the trade onto the buy side because price is more than likely going on the buy side. So you can't really like know when a fake out's gonna happen. You just like, because I know price action so well, I just watch, wait, and once it happens, either 2 things are gonna happen. This is gonna be a true breakout, which it wasn't at the moment, or this is going to be a true fake out, which it was a true fake out, and then price sold to the downside. You just kind of have to just watch price action and just let it play out. That's all it comes down to.
Okay, and I think I can just ask you one more casual question, which was from Coach, your friend. How does your non-trading day look like?
How does my non-trading day look like?
There is none.
I mean, no, because even on the weekends, I'm hitting Bitcoin. But yeah, no, if I can hit Bitcoin on the weekends, let the trade run. No, most of the time, it's going to be family time, you know. I dedicate a lot of the weekend to family. That's when the kids are off of school, so.
Great. Well, I think that's all the questions, guys. Thank you all this is one of the longest sessions that we had because there was such a great array of really good questions, and I think that Devan gave you some pretty great insights. I know I learned something. So feel free to follow him on his Instagram. He's the same name as he has the same nickname as here in the Discord. Devan, if you want to say something else, thank you for your time. 45 minutes. The market is already open, but doesn't really matter to you because you're finding money anyway, anyhow. So thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you, man, for giving me the time to be on here. So, hey, I hope everybody has a successful trading day.
Great. Thank you guys for joining in. Drop your thoughts on today's session in the general chat, and we'll see each other tomorrow with Shark Trader. Goodbye, guys.
All right, thank you.